Welcome to the Sports Card Talk Show. To the Sports Card Talk Show. Sports Card Talk Show with Kevin Anderson and Lorn Walker, the Skull Brothers.
Welcome to episode 122 of the Sports Card Talk Show. Friday Night Lights interview tonight. Who do we got joining us?
We have Cesar, better known as Pepino Man.
Yeah. We had him on a while ago for his My Five Faves, and we told him we wanted to have him back, so it's time.
Yeah, I'm excited to talk to Cesar again.
Yeah. Should we knock out a little trivia real quick?
Yeah, let's do it.
Right, cool. Let's see here. Let's dig down a little bit because I don't think you want a 7 tonight. All right. Oh, this is an easy one. What 6'5" Gopher shooting guard did the New York Knicks select with the 6th pick in the 1982 draft?
I'm going to say Trent Tucker.
Yep.
Oh.
What team did the Vikings beat in the 1976 NFC Championship game, the last playoff game at Metropolitan Stadium?
1976?
Yep.
Oh, man. I'm going to guess the Rams.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
What point guard and cousin of Stephon Marbury played 2 separate stints with the Timberwolves from 2007 to 2009 and 2010 and 2011? I wouldn't have known that one. Maybe you'll know it, though.
I'm gonna just say like Sebastian Telfair.
Yep.
Oh yeah! Woo-hoo!
What Twins pitcher missed the 2002 ALCS after suffering a finger injury celebrating the team's ALDS win over the A's?
Oh man. It doesn't say whether it's a starter or anything, right?
No.
I'm going to guess Brad Radke.
Danny Hawking.
I would have never got that. Danny Hawking?
Right. Did really good, though, man. 3 of 4.
Yeah.
That's all right.
I'm pretty jacked that I got that Sebastian Telfair one.
Yeah.
I had no idea. I don't remember ever hearing that he was Marbury's nephew?
Cousin.
Okay.
Yeah. Don't know that I knew that for sure. But those times I was watching.
That was just taking a wild shot on that one.
You scored on that one.
Yeah.
Should we dial Cesar up?
Ring-a-ling ding-dong.
All right, we got Cesar dialed up. How you doing tonight, Cesar?
Good. How are you guys doing?
Great, man.
We're doing good, man. It's good to talk to you again. I know when we had you on for the My Five Faves, we're like, we got to have you back on, and you were gracious enough to come back on, so thank you.
Yeah, that's actually been a while, huh?
Yeah. I was just looking at that. I'm like, wow, it has been quite a while.
Yeah, you guys yourself have grown quite a bit since the beginning. You guys are always booked now.
Yeah. Yeah, it's we were going to try and scale back a little bit, but the schedule just keeps filling up, and we're like, well, we'll keep doing it if people keep coming on, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys, I mean, I've seen so many people I had never even heard of before, watching you guys, it's like the community is so much bigger than people know,
Oh, yep, it is.
Yeah. We ran into so many different things lately that I'm just, I had no clue, like running into new ones constantly.
Yeah, like when I first started on YouTube or when I first started watching it, I remember it was pretty easy, in a way, at least easier than now, to catch up to everybody's videos. Now I know so many people and there's so many things on my feed. It's just not possible,
Right.
Your phone is constantly giving you a notification of videos.
Yeah, I try to subscribe back to everybody that subscribes to me. So, I just reached like 2,000 subs, so I'll probably subscribe to over 2,000 people too. I mean, but a lot of people come and go. There's a lot of channels, that aren't there anymore that, were a big part of the community before. They just, disappear.
Yeah. So you said you were watching before, and then like what sparked you to decide to start to making videos?
Well, I was just watching YouTube video. I think I watched YouTube videos for like about 2 years before I made my first video.
Oh wow.
And when I first started watching videos, I really didn't want to make videos. I wasn't so inspired to make videos at the beginning because, 5 years ago, most of the YouTube channels, when they would do blind trades and stuff, but they would usually do like one card that was high end. You know what I mean? So most mail day videos were like just a couple minutes because it was usually one card, one high end card. And back then I was like, well, I don't have any high end cards. Or if I do, I don't have any high-end cards I want to give anybody. You know what I mean? That's fine.
Right.
Value-wise, I'm not going to give somebody my Sandy Koufax rookie as my best card,
Right.
So, but that's the way it used to be. And so until I started finally getting other channels like Baseball Card Junkies TV and, channels like that back then. And then that's around when the card family kind of started about 3 years ago, and we were sending each other just care packages, mostly of quantity and not quality.
Yeah.
And then the community starting to grow, But what made me start my first video was this card channel called These Are the Breaks, something like that. But he was making comedy skits and stuff about, at a baseball card shop and stuff like that. And then there was this other guy. Well, then I saw RFox7, and he was doing these channels. And then also Manny, some guy Manny, I forgot what his Jersey card shop. He was making videos using a green screen and stuff like that. That's when it sparked inside. Oh, I want to do this. You know what I mean? And it really came at the perfect time because I used to do videos on Instagram, like little comedy skits on my Instagram feed. But back then, you could only do 15-second videos. You couldn't upload like now. Now you could upload a minute or longer. But back then, you could only do like 10, 15-second videos. And my videos that I did was always kind of like a secret. It's not something I tell my friends. I tell my family. I don't tell anybody. They're kind of silly. And then eventually, some of the guys, some of the other grounds crew at Dodger Stadium, they found out about it. And dude, they were ragging on me, just making fun of me every day. So I was like, man, I'm gonna stop making videos on Instagram. Screw this. And so then when I found, so that's when I started asking people on YouTube, hey, how can I make my own videos? I really didn't know how. I had no clue, no idea how. And everybody that I was asking, they were using laptops and computers. So that's what the advice they were giving me. Oh, you have to have a laptop. You have to have a computer. I was like, well, I don't have any of those. So I guess I can't make videos. And then I saw Nate, Baseball Card Junkies TV, Top 85 401. He posted a link to his Facebook channel. And I was like, oh, this guy has Facebook. So I was able to message him on Facebook and ask him, hey, how do you make your videos? And he's all, with my phone. I mean, and I was like Instagram? He's all like, yeah. He's the only difference is that you just have to download, the YouTube app. And I was like, oh, okay, I didn't know that,
Yeah.
So I downloaded it and started my channel.
Nice.
And so that's why, and the same thing, how I told you guys I didn't want anybody to know about my Instagram. When I started my YouTube, I didn't want anybody to know about my YouTube. So that's why I came up with, use the name Pepino Man because it's a made-up name, That's never been my nickname. Nobody else knows me as Pepino Man except for YouTube, So people would ask me, like, people started hearing that I had a YouTube channel, and they would ask me, I'd be like, no, that's a lie. I don't have one. And come on, what's your name? What's your name?
Oh, so how long were you able to keep that from them before they figured it out?
Like about 2 years.
Oh, wow.
What happened is like last year when I went to go buy actually my cards are on here somewhere. When I went to go buy my Mike, I remember I bought that Mike Trout box OBOT card. It's a graded a 10. It's a Mike Trout rookie from the Nationals. And I posted it on Instagram. When I bought that card, like, yeah, look, I bought a Mike Trout, and I was wearing my Pepino Man hat. And one of the guys from Dodger Stadium right away told everybody else, hey, I found him. It's Pepino Man. And I was like, damn it, it just blew my, it just flew past my mind. I didn't think about that.
No. Oh, that is funny. Oh, man. So a Trout card got you.
Yeah. Yeah, I was like, how did you find out? Like, how? And then he said, and then I remember, like, oh, my Instagram, I posted wearing Pepino Man hat.
So I think that's a good segue. Just speaking of trout, because that kind of what sparked one of the things I want to talk about is that Topps 2020 project. I know when I watched you open your trout and you were matching up with your bobblehead, I'm like, now that one's pretty neat. I would think about that. I mean, why don't you talk about it a little bit, because you're a little bit more into it than I am. I just know that I know it was going crazy there for a little while, like real crazy.
Yeah, it was. It's a lot of fun. Even the whole project itself is a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
When I first seen the cards when they first came out, and you see like some guy Ermsey, he does these like cartoon cards where there's like smoke coming out and wobbly and the arm wrapping around the body. And instantly I fell in love with those cards. I was like, dude, this reminds me of the Beetle Bailey comic strips, or the Garfield and Heathcliff comic strips, when they jump and they see the smoke. I go, these are cool. And so when I went to go buy one, they were $20. I was like, $20? I go, it's like something I'll see at the dollar bin later, I thought, So I said, I'm just going to wait till they're like at least $5, and maybe I'll start buying them when they're $5. So, I was waiting, but then what started happening, so the project itself, what it is Topps has picked 20 iconic cards, like a McGuire rookie, Griffey rookie, Mike Trout rookie, the Henderson rookie. So they picked 20 iconic cards, and they got 20 artists. So each of those 20 artists are going to draw each of those 20 cards. So at the end, the whole set will be 400 cards. 20 artists doing 20 cards each. So it's going to be 400 cards. And right now we're like at 130. And the cards themselves, I love the concept. I love the cards. A lot of the art is awesome. A lot of them have meaning. You can find little things that, if you're a fan, you'll get it. But when I seen them for $20, I was like, that's just too much. But then what started happening, the artists themselves, the artists that were making the drawings, they started promoting it. All right. So these guys, they're not so much necessarily baseball card guys. They're artists, like actual artists who draw, on canvas and create art. Yeah. So they already had their own following from their art. So when they started advertising that they were doing this project, they got a lot of these art and people to come in, and those people have money. And I honestly, I always wonder, because say like the Ermsey Mike Trout, I think it was at a point it was going, people were buying them for like $3,000, and I was like, what's going on here? A couple of weeks ago, you could buy that card for $20. How is it $3,000? And it's because these artists were buying, these artists lovers, these actual art connoisseurs were actually buying them. You know what I mean? Like the average, when everybody that on YouTube, on Facebook, regular card collectors on Instagram, nobody liked the Topps 2020 project. They were like, those cards are silly. How can they be $20? But then you had this other, avenue of connoisseurs, sneakerheads, because people are saying, oh, Gary Vee pumped it up, and this person pumped it up. So all of a sudden, these prices were going high. And I myself was wondering, I'm thinking, okay, so these people that are buying these cards, because Topps advertises it as a piece of art, rendered something like, the way they word it. So I was wondering, I wonder if these people that are buying these cards right now for $3,000 are actually art collectors, and with images of when they get it, I'm going to hang it on my wall. You know what I mean? And then when they get it, it's like, what the hell is this? You know what I mean? A tiny little card. Yep. So that's what I imagine was going to happen. But eventually now the hype got so big that so many people found out about it. Everybody started investing in it. You know what I mean? And I think the investors starting to outnumber the customers. And now you can buy some of those cards for $5, like I had said in the beginning, like the Griffey Shore.
Yeah.
You could buy them for $5. And that's what I had said before when I first started. I'm going to wait till they're $5. But then they started going for thousands. I was like, oh, man, I got to buy some because they're never going to go down.
Yeah.
But now they're starting to go down.
Yeah.
I think, you know, like which one went over 100,000 print run? Was that a Griffey or was that a Trout?
Sure. Yeah, the Griffey Shore one.
Yeah. So yeah, and then you know, and now no one's gonna order them anymore. So then the print run's gonna go down, and then it's probably gonna go up again because.
Yeah. But it's funny because, you know, back in these artists, a lot of these people, they're like stockbrokers, you know, they're just investors. Mm-hmm. And they attack this project like investing in something else. You know what I mean? So we would have arguments all the time. I would like to have conversations, but they always turned into arguments. You know what I mean? Like, so I would say, like, it's just a baseball card. And people are like, no, it's a piece of art. And I was like, no, the guy drew a piece of art. He has the actual canvas. You know, these cards, the originals are an actual canvas. I said, that's a piece of art. This is just a print. You know, this is a baseball card reprint of the piece of art. I said, I understand the piece of art being worth thousands, you know, but not this baseball card, you know?
Right. Yep.
So, you know, it was a lot of fun. I mean, it was a wild ride at first. Wild ride. Oh. And I would make my argument. I was like, these cards are going to come down. And people are like, oh, you don't know the stock market. I said, I don't know the stock market, but I know baseball cards. Well, this is not a baseball card. Yeah. This is not a baseball card. It's like, yes, it is. It's a baseball card. You know, and people are like, and then so when an undesirable card, I don't want to say undesirable, but a less desirable card would come out, hardly anybody would order it. You know what I mean? So I would have a low print run because nobody wanted it. And then the investors are like, oh, it's a low print. You know, it's a low print. You know, it's very rare. Like, and the prices will go up. I was like, that's not how baseball cards work. It's got to be like based on the player performance and history and do people like them? And they're like, no, you don't know the stock market. I said, this is not stock market. I go, I don't think the people who are buying these cards are card collectors. You know what I mean? I said, I think they're all investors from the outside who don't even know that you could actually buy it online for 20. You know, that's what I was picking.
Yeah.
But now the print runs are like way down more to reality because I heard on the Griffey card, there was like one guy who bought 5,000 of them. He bought 5,000 of them. And I was like, this is not going to last. I go, this is like crazy. I don't know how you can buy a card today for 20 and then sell it 2 weeks from now for 1,000. I go, this is not real. This is like weird, you know? And now it's like, calm down. And now it's getting to be fun. Now it's getting to be fun again instead of all this drama.
What's so funny is you just said 5,000. If you take that 5,000 times 20, that's $100,000.
Yeah,
and now
that's what he purchased for like $100,000, and market value is 25 now. You know what I mean? Like he instantly lost 75,000.
Yeah.
But either way, I'm saying, well, if he's got 5,000 cards, he still has to sell them for. That's a lot of transactions.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
A lot of work.
I don't think anybody's gonna want to buy 100 of them anymore. You know?
No.
Yeah, you know, and the thing is like Topps lets you know what the print run is on these after the fact. So you know, when the Griffey hit 100,000 copies, that back in like the 1990s and the 2000s, there was like companies called like Collector Edge, and they had serial numbered cards out of like 10 or 20,000 cards, and they might as well be common. They might as well not even have a serial number on them because they're so high print. So knowing that there's 100,000 of that card out there, it renders it, you know, kind of use, you know, not it's. You know, as a collector, I was going crazy, going back and forth with these stock market guys, you know, telling me how the baseball cards work. And I was like after the Griffey came out, I said, okay, now that means that the word's out and everybody knows, and these cards are not going to be worth anything anymore, you know, because you guys are buying too many and people are trying to sell like 100 of them at once. They're flooding the market. It's like, as soon as the card gets in hand, like people are selling them already. Like you go on eBay and there's, you know, thousands of them for sale, you know? So it's like, how valuable can it be when everybody that's buying them is only buying them to sell? These are not collectors, you know? They're only buying them to sell them.
So I would say these print runs, I said after that Griffey Shore, people were saying, oh, you think 100,000 is a lot? This thing is getting so big. The next ones are going to be 150,000, then 200,000. I said, no, it's not how baseball cards work. People are going to get tired of these eventually, and they're going to come down. And now they're coming down, and I wish I could go back to the old posters and say, I told you so. You know what I mean?
Yep. Yeah, it's crazy. All I could think of every time I saw one of those prices go crazy, I'm like, you could have bought that for $20 a week ago.
Yeah. So,
and you could buy two of them for 35. There was deals. Like they even had deals on them. What are you people doing?
So that's becoming a big problem right now on eBay, since eBay has a 30-day return policy.
Yeah.
You buy the card when it's worth $500, and 2 weeks later, when you get it in the mail, it's worth $20. So people cancel the sale because you don't want this card that you just bought for $500 when it's only worth $20 now. So it's becoming a big problem. Yeah. And I understand both sides. I understand being mad if you're the seller because you thought you already had it sold and maybe you already spent your money. But the policy is a 30-day policy.
Yeah, know the policy.
And I understand the buyers, because it just makes sense. You know what I mean? Like that's why, I say like, well, my wife does that all the time. If she goes to Walmart and buys this box for $20 and then she sees it at Target for 10, she goes return the one to Walmart. They don't call her a scammer. It's just consumers. Like it's kind of smart, but I guess the thing is like you expect somebody to keep the word. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that's the problem. It's eBay, and these people isn't exactly like a multi-million-dollar business where they can afford to take the hit, But that's the problem, is that some people spend the money before the 30 days is over. There's a lot of people that have done that. They sell a car for $1,000 and then buy all these cards for $1,000, and then the guy says, "Hey, I want my money back." I already spent it.
Yeah, that is a big problem, and something that it's tough. Like you said, you would hope people would keep their word, but I don't think that's any different than somebody going and spending big money on a Trout, for instance, and he blows his knee out.
Yeah.
Or Mahomes or anybody. I mean,
it's unpredictable. Well, that's why the whole thing is crazy now. Just the whole card game. Everybody's putting all their money into prospects and rookies, like when before everybody put their money into proven players, and now it's everybody's putting their money in the future, instead of living in the now, Yeah. Because if you've been collecting for a long time, you already know what can happen. Like you were buying Canseco's and the prices went up, and like, oh yeah, and then all of a sudden those cards aren't worth anything. You couldn't predict the steroids, you know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
Like people who are investing in all these players for the season and now they're not playing. Like you couldn't predict the COVID. You couldn't, there's so many things that can happen. You can't predict.
I've been enjoying them chasing that because then I can pick up all the proven stars for so cheap.
I just a week ago on a mail time, I opened up a package and I had a Charlie Joyner autograph card in it that I paid literally like $4 for. Charlie Joyner, a Hall of Famer, one of the and it's crazy that you can pick up a guy that's already got his bust in Canton for $4, and these rookies go for hundreds and thousands of dollars.
Well, the whole thing with Vlad Jr., you know what I mean? He's going to be as great as his dad, all right? He can be, but why is his card worth more than his dad, who is actual Hall of Famer and is actually good,
Right.
And I remember like hearing scouts saying like he has the potential to be like Cecil Fielder. I was like, well, then why are we buying his card for $10,000? You know what I mean? Cecil Fielder is good, but not $10,000 good,
Yeah, good. Oh, that's good. Good way to look at that.
The last time we had you on our show, you brought up the fact that Steve Jeltz was the one card you needed to complete your 1989.
This is Steve Jeltz 87.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm like, man, I know that name, but I cannot for the life of me remember who it is. So I looked him up. I'm like, oh, that's Steve Jeltz. And then I'm like, and you said that he had like the word, like every pitcher wanted to face him. And I'm looking at his stats and I'm like, his stats aren't that bad. Then I realized that I was looking at his slugging percentage, not his batting average. I'm like, oh my goodness. And then I like moved over a column or two, and I'm like, oh, that's his batting average.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's funny.
Yeah, his slugging percentage was like 300.
So, like you said, you just can't predict things happening, and obviously we're living in kind of crazy, weird times now, and looks like they're trying to get sports back up and running. I've been listening to a lot of sports talk radio, and I think they're still a ways away from actually being able to take any type of field or anything. But that'll be yet to be seen.
The Dodgers organization, all the trainers, medical staff, a couple of coaches and stuff, they actually came over to my work today, and they're planning on having spring training there at USC starting July 3rd.
Oh, okay. So they're getting close.
Yeah. So they went over there just to look at the field and the facilities and how they're going to do it. But like the Angels, I think they already started, or some of the players go to Long Beach and they practice there. And the Dodgers are going to practice over here with us at USC. So they're going to start their COVID spring training there.
Okay. So it looks like we're on the track to do it, barring something unforeseen, which seems to be the thing happening this year. How do you see it affecting the hobby? Like, obviously you've been in it for a long time, and this is probably different than anything, but
yeah,
you think this is going to push people if we can't have sports? Like, is the interest going to wane a little bit? My personal thought, I would say yes, but this is 2020. Everybody's been wrong this year. When COVID first hit, you know what I mean, and they cancel all these sports, well, they're not playing. There's no performance base for no reason for these prices to rise. And at the beginning, so I say, oh man, everybody's going to lose their jobs, nobody's working, and so prices are going to go down, nobody's going to be buying. And at first, prices did start going down, like people weren't buying. But then all of a sudden, hey, stimulus checks. You know what I mean? Here's money, here's some money. And boom, boom, boom. Prices started going up. People, it's easy to spend free money. You know what I mean? It's so much easier to spend free money. So if you get $1,000, that $500 card you've been looking at for a long time, easy to buy. Real easy to buy. You know what I mean? Yeah.
That's so funny.
So you can't predict it. Because honestly, I would say no. I mean, because this is what happened like in '94. It's almost like so many people left the hobby and left baseball in general after the strike. And, they had a shortened season and all that. So if how they always say, learn from your history. Well, that's why I say, well, in history past, these shortened seasons or the players being greedy, they lost a lot of fans and the hobby, like a lot of people just stopped collecting around that time, And so I was thinking the same thing's gonna happen now, but I don't know what's going on. Like Topps 2020 came out and these cards are selling for thousands, when they're a week old. It's like, what the hell's going on? It's like you're printing money at Topps,
I think the fact that it affected all the sports, like everything stopped and they're all trying to restart, I think that's gonna help a little bit.
But that's the whole thing, is like forever, my whole life, sports cards have been based on performance and player, charisma and stuff like that. Now it's based on, hey, he's got a documentary coming out, buy all his cards and the prices go up, Hey, this guy's going to do an interview and he's going to talk about, the Zion card. Oh, everybody buy the Zion, and like, why? I don't understand how one person can make this card go up $1,000 or this guy can make this card go up a couple $100. It's like, it's always been the player, that's done that. Yeah. And so, but now it's like I said, it's like, man, who knew this was going to happen? And this is kind of like a revelation from social media. You know what I mean? There was no way in the world before where everybody was at home and can watch this one investor guy talk. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And now it's possible. There's so many people who just who swear, by just, I don't want to name drop, but say Gary V. If Gary V says buy this card, there's people who know nothing about the card, who know nothing about sport, that are gonna buy it regardless because they're doing what Gary V says, and he's successful not only in baseball cards. They're just like, really, his sports card is like almost nothing to him. He does things in other avenues. He makes money other ways.
Yeah.
So he's got fans that follow him for like a life coach. So if he says buy this basketball card, they buy it.
In hindsight, what was it, like 2017? We were talking about stuff, and I was listening to him a little bit, and he popped up and started talking about sports cards. I'm like, this dude's got 5.5 million followers.
Yeah.
Huh.
But they're not following them for baseball cards.
No.
From other places.
No. But he has 5.5 million followers. Even if 1% of those people decide to start buying, I'm like, so I was thinking I should buy some cards. I'm like, but I don't like investing. I'm not doing it for investing. I'm not doing it for reselling. But man, I should have been buying Lucas and Jason Tatum's, and I could have bought.
It's a thing right there. It's almost like you're testing your integrity. You know what I mean? It's like, I'm not gonna buy this card just because he tells me to buy it.
Yeah.
But deep down in your brain, you know that if he tells people to buy this card for 1,000, they're gonna buy it for 1,000. And it's like, am I stupid for not buying this card now for $50 when I know after he says his video comes out, it's gonna go up, triple, quadruple in price?
It was funny. I remember talking to Lorn. I'm like, Lorn, man, I can buy a lot of 10 Lucas PSA 10 silvers for $50 each. And I'm like, I just can't do it. I'm like, I kind of like this Jason Tatum kid, $20 graded Gem Mint 10, back then. And I'm like, oh, if it was about the money, I would have done it because, but it wasn't.
Well, if you want to make money, Gary V's a good guy to listen to. Because,
he is.
You do what he says right away. Like as soon as you get off, quit listening to his. As soon as the episode's over, or you're doing
that.
You're doing what he says as he's talking.
Yeah.
And then turn around and like a week later, you can make right.
Well, see, that's my if you were to ask me how do I feel about Gary Vee, it's like, the dude's smart, he makes money. I just wish he would stay away from my hobby because he's making my cards too expensive. He's broken a lot of my dreams, let's say the Ken Griffey Jr. card. I had it in a 9, and I scratched the case. And the guy at my LCS, he had one graded a 10 for $110. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna give this card a giveaway because this scratches is really bothering me, and I want to get it without a scratch because it was actually on the front, So I was like, across his face, and I was like, I'm gonna get rid of this, so I gave it away. Like I was live and I did a giveaway thing, and I gave it away. And COVID happened, so my LCS closed, and so like literally the day before the day I was gonna go buy that Ken Griffey, and that guy was gonna give it to me for 100 or 90, Yeah. And then COVID happened, and then the Gary V pumps came and investors pumps came, and that Griffey just whoop, whoop, whoop. And I was like, you know what? I'm never going to own that card anymore. I don't think I'm ever going to own it now. You never know what can happen. Like, I was like, wow. Like, I gave it away on a Saturday thinking, okay, I'm going to go back and buy it on Wednesday, a better quality one. And now it's like out of my reach. You know what I mean? So that's what I mean is like, Gary Vee, go make your money selling sneakers or investing in Tesla, something else, stay away from my hobby, please. Like you're making it out of my reach. You're pricing me out of my own hobby, Yeah,
it is tough. And not just, not just him, but just in general with everything happening, and maybe because, he's talking about the flip life, but you can't buy a box of retail. You can't.
Everything went up, man. It's crazy. I mean,
you can't even find it.
Yeah, it's like I don't. There's no sports. This shouldn't be happening. You know what I mean?
No.
But it is. Hey, like like I say, it's more power to them, man. If you're into making money, make all the money you want. But like, I just really wish it wasn't affecting me. You know what I mean? But it is.
Yeah.
You know, the thing is like we, you know, you've been collecting you've never quit collecting, have you? You've never had a pause in your collecting?
Yes, I did in '94 after the strike.
Okay, but how long did you stay away from the hobby?
Well, I wouldn't say I stayed away. I still bought cards when I would see them here and there. But then eventually after 94, like in 94, 92, 90, 88, you could find baseball cards everywhere. Kmart, Woolworths, everywhere. Every liquor store had them. I mean, you find them everywhere. And then after the strike and in the 90s, like all of a sudden 7-Eleven stopped selling them. You know, Barnes and Noble stopped selling, bookstore stopped selling, the liquor store stopped selling them. It's like they just vanished. You know, so if I happen to go to a liquor store and they happen to have a pack, I'll buy a couple. You know what I mean? But I stopped trying to complete the sets. You know, I stopped chasing players. It was just more like for old times, I'm gonna open up some cards. But they just vanished. You know what I mean? There used to be there would be like in LA County alone, there would be like 5 legitimate card shows, you know, every Saturday and Sunday. Those went away. Like the hobby just died in the 90s. You know what I mean? After the strike and the steroids, you know?
Yep.
So, I mean, it is true. Like, say, when people talk about, was it 98 with McGuire and Sosa, they literally did revive baseball because it was dying, you know? Mm-hmm. I quit watching baseball. I hated. Well, let me give you know, when I was a teenager, I was in juvenile hall. And we had a lot of weightlifting magazines. You know, that's like almost all you had. And so in weightlifting back then, they had the natural weightlifters and the steroid weightlifters. I didn't care about the natural weightlifters. I was amazed by the steroid weightlifters. You know what I mean? And so when people would say, "Oh, steroids doesn't help," I was like, "Bull!" You know what I mean? I see the difference. You know?
Yeah.
And so, you know, everybody turned a blind eye to it or refused to believe that steroid was in baseball. And it literally did save baseball because I'm telling you, I mean, from what I remember in the 90s, I mean, I stopped watching it because I was pissed about the strike and I was pissed about, you know, because even as a kid, I was really into Mickey Mantle. I was really into Roberto Clemente, really into Pete Rose. You know, I was into like I was into proven players. And so I was into records. I love Pete Rose's records, Mickey Mantle, the 500 home run club. You know, I was big time into the 40-40 chase. And at the time, Darryl Strawberry was my favorite player in the 80s. I thought he was going to be the first person to ever make the 40-40 club. And, you know, that's like an impossible feat because you either have power or you have speed. Nobody had both, right. You know?
Yep.
And then the steroids came in. All kinds of people started breaking the 40-40, you know, and all of a sudden everybody's breaking my heroes records, you know, it's like Mickey Mantle's records are falling, Pete Rose's records are falling, you know, and I was like, this is not fair, you know, I was like, this is not fair. It's like my heroes were getting killed off, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, because the 500 home run club back then was kind of exclusive. There's only so many, you know, now, so people that when I was a kid, he's like the 7th all-time home run hitter. Now they're like fucking 50. You know what I mean? Now it's like, whoa, it's like, how did that happen? You know?
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the way it goes, you know. But yeah, in the 90s, I kind of stepped away because I was not a big fan of the steroid era, you know, because of that. It's like kind of like what I'm telling you now is like, you know, it's affecting me. It's like, they're killing my heroes off. You know, the record seemed like to be breaking and it wasn't fair.
Right.
I think the point that I was thinking is that, you know, you're seeing this complete, like the hobby just getting flipped upside down and, you know, you don't know which way is up and which way is down. And I think, you know, a few years from now, everything will level out and the true collectors who love the cardboard will maybe you'll be able to get that Griffey for.
Yeah. Well, I'm assuming that it's just like in the Topps 2020 project.
Yeah.
All the investors were in there and just trying to, you know, like they would get a card and post it on eBay with these crazy outrageous prices that collectors themselves are like, no one's going to buy that. But hey, here comes someone crazy with money. Hey, I'll buy that. And that's what I don't really what I don't agree with when people talk about eBay. It's like, all right, so this one card right here sold for $300, but it was this one guy who thought the $300 was worth it. Yeah. So why is now every other card worth $300? You know, it shouldn't be. It's just like this one guy who wanted it badly. They got into a bidding war, and he bought it for $300. Who wanted it more? You know, but it doesn't mean that that's the value of that card now. You know.
Right. Yeah. I always I look at it like cards. There's a lot of cards that I'm like, Kevin, I picked this up for like, a third of this price, like just a year ago. And to me, it's still that price. The guy hasn't done anything in a year, and his card is tripled, quadrupled, times 5, I mean, no one's doing anything right now. And the card went from a $20 card to a $100 card. And I'm like, I'm not ever going to pay $100 for that card. I should sell the ones that I have for $100, and then next year buy them back for 20. That's what you got.
It's like like all these cards just started going up. Like the Bo Jackson card, the score, where he's on the football gear and stuff. I used to buy those all day, every day for $1. I find them in the dollar bins all the time. And now it's like, oh, it's a $10 card. Now I was like, how? Why? Where? What did he do? Did he become president? Like, what did he do? Yeah. How did he shoot up?
You're Googling him. What did he do?
Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah, it's crazy. Every day you think.
But it is like it is the COVID time. You know what I mean? It's like when people talk about it, and a lot of people try to give explanations. They say it's like, well, everybody's at home. Well, a lot of things are opening up now, so it's not as like it used to be 2 months ago. But for a while there, so many people were at home with nothing else to do but be on their phones and computers. That was all there was to do. And they're watching these guys who are pumping up cards, just pumping them up. Like, how do you pump up a card where the guy's not playing right now,
Yeah.
But it was happening, so who knows? Once baseball starts, it's almost like Zion is a god right now. You know what I mean? In so many investors' eyes and people's eyes, he's a god. Well, maybe when the season starts and you find out he's actually a human being, he's a really good athlete, but he's really a human being. You're gonna find out he doesn't shoot lasers out of his eyes, and he's fire. You know what I mean? Because like, why is one of his cards was like $99,000 or something that someone just pulled? It's like, how? Why? You know?
Yeah, I do not. I mean, I guess. I mean, if more power to you if you can sell it.
Yeah, if you can sell it, that's the thing.
Yeah, I got into a break, and I picked one team, and it was you get random one, and I somehow ended up with the Pelicans, and I'm like, no way, and no way. I got Brandon Ingram maybe, but I'm like, if I pull a Zion, it's for sale today.
Yeah, right.
Auto, it's up for sale. Don't even send it to me.
But give the breaker a good price on it, like a commission on it.
Yeah,
sell it for me and send me a check minus your commission.
Yeah,
that's the kind of advice people give, like on quarterbacks. You know what I mean? Every rookie quarterback is worth a lot of money. You know what I mean? But only a couple of them are actually going to be worth something in the future.
Right. Yep.
I mean, because if you've been collecting football cards, a lot of people have kind of been burned by Cam Newton, Vince Young, so many people, just so many quarterbacks. Like, everybody's a good quarterback in college, but not everybody translates that to the NFL.
Right.
But now people are into prospects and rookies, so they take their chances on these. It's I guess it is a gamble, So you hear a lot of people say, like, so many people are into the breaks and the razzes because it's a gamble. It's like a gambling addiction. You hope you're putting in $50 hoping to get $1,000 card,
Right.
Even though the odds are just totally against you,
Totally.
Yeah.
I get into some things purely out of trying to support friends. I have friends that are breakers. I'll get into a break. It's not really my thing. Raz is definitely not. I just don't do them. We're PC collectors, so for us to go out, and I'm sure for you too, you're set builder, PC, and it's hard to do some of that stuff, but try and help out where we can, sometimes.
Yeah, I get I tell people all the time, like, I don't like Razes, I don't like breaks, but I get into them, a lot. Every once in a while, like a breaker will call me, hey, I got 2 spots left. I got 1 spot left. No one's buying it. Will you help me out just so I can break it already? Because I want to break it today,
Yeah.
And I'll buy a spot or 2. And I don't expect anything. I've gotten a couple of good hits here and there, especially in football. I really did good in football breaks. But with baseball, like, everybody always just right away texts me or calls me and offers me the Dodgers, So, like, say when flagship Heritage comes out, flagship Tops or Tops Heritage comes out, I'll always end up, buying into those. And so, like, if I go through my Bowmans, 89 Bowman or 88 Bowmans, like, I have like 20 Walker Buehlers, and then 20 Bellingers, and everybody's like, oh, that's cool. It's like, they're just going to sit in my box. You know what I mean? Because I just need 1 for the binder. You know what I mean? That's not my thing. If I wanted to sell them, then that'd probably be great. Hey, you got 10 Walker Buehler rookies. They'd be worth money. But, like, that's why I tell people, every card that I have has a value of 0 because I'm never selling it. I'm not going to say never. You never know what can happen, right? You can't predict. I mean, I might have to sell them. I might have to. But if I don't have to, I'm not. You know what I mean? So I could pull a $10,000 card in a break. Well, maybe for $10,000 I'll sell it.
Come on.
But if I pull a $500 card in a break, it's gonna sit in my box. That's really what's gonna happen.
Yep. That's kind of what happened with me. I one was a PC card. I got a Jarrett Culver 1 ounce silver. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna keep that. But I got a case hit out of the next one, and I'm like, it's just going to sit in my box. I don't really like selling, So, but it's all good. It's fun.
I have the idea of selling, but I hate the whole process of selling. Listing.
Well, yeah, especially like when you hear about what's going on eBay right now. I was like, why would you?
Yep. For sure.
See, like what was happening with the Tops project. It comes in a little already. What is it?
It's like
it comes in a mag. It comes in a mag.
Yep.
And so so many people would just, like, they would buy a car pre-sale for $300, and by the time they get it, it's $20, and they will file a report. And so, what's wrong with the card? What's wrong with the case? Nothing. Well, then why are you returning it? You know what I mean? So people started actually, like, scratching it. You know what I mean? You send them a perfectly good card, and just so that they can return it, they'll scratch it and say, hey, look, it came damaged. I want my money back. So you got to give them their money back, and they give you your card damaged. You know what I mean? It becomes like a lose-lose.
Yeah. You're talking us right out of trying to sell anything. Well, Cesar,
but the Top 20 project brought in, like, a bunch of unique problems that don't exist, in other avenues, really.
Yeah.
You're not going to sell a 84 Donruss Don Mattingly right now, and then a week when the guy gets it, it's not going to drop half price. You know what I mean? It's like a unique problem with Topps 2020, It's not something that happens with every other card. I mean, I've never seen this price fluctuation where you could buy it today for $20. In 1 week, it's 500, and another week it's 1,500. Then it goes to 3,000, and then 2,000, 1,000, 800. Like, it goes like it's crazy. I mean, the way it's going.
Yeah.
No other cards do that. No other cards do that.
No. Well, cool, man. We want to be somewhat respectful of your time. We could talk all night, but we're rolling up on the 46, 47 minute range here. Is there anything you want to plug or talk about? I know you got your big giveaway coming up, and
oh yeah, well yeah. For anybody who's interested, I'm gonna try to do the video today or tomorrow. But yeah, I was waiting for that Topps 2020 project so I could give away that Mark McGuire card. That was gonna be my giveaway for the people who made a video of the pop. But it took like a month to get here. You know what I mean? and that's one of those cards too. When it first came out, people were selling them for $250, $300, and my mindset was like, well, I only paid $20 for it, so I'm giving away a $20 card. You know what I mean? Not a $300 card. But everybody else who buys it is a $300 card. But by the time I got it, it's like $30 now or whatever. You know? But that's still gonna be my giveaway, and that's what I've been waiting for. You know, and I got that. And I was trying to for the other part of the giveaway, which was commenting on my video. I was gonna do a Bowman Blaster giveaway, and I can't find any. You know, it's been like a month, and I can't find any. So I should have learned from the Topps 20 project. You know, wait till you have it in hand. You know, before making the deal, because I can't find a Bowman box, and I can't. You know, and it took me a month to get the card.
Yeah, it's been a challenge, all that stuff.
Yeah, I've heard crazy stories about Bowman in the last couple of weeks. I'm sure we all have. But
yeah, same thing. People get that Jason Dominguez cards, and people, if you get an autograph, $1,000. You know what I mean? And the kid never played in the minor leagues or MLB. You know, he's in high school, but they say he's got like the body of Aaron Judge already at 17 years old.
Wow. Wow. Too much.
That doesn't mean he can't get hurt, you know?
I don't open a lot, but if I did, I couldn't sell that fast enough. I don't know what people.
Yeah, I can't imagine.
Sit on that.
I mean,
he's 17. He has never played. Like, how do you hold it?
How many? I mean, we've all been watching baseball since the late '80s, and these, every single year there's a prospect that. Remember Kevin Moss of the Yankees?
Oh yeah,
Kevin Moss, like. He came out of that one spring and hit like 20 home runs. Don't know if he had 20 home runs the rest of his career. But oh
there's so many people like that, you know?
Yeah. So it's crazy the value that's put on these guys before they've ever even stepped onto a major league field, you know?
Yeah, that I mean, it's the internet now. You know what I mean? If you had a card of Jason Dominguez right now, and there was no such thing as the internet, and you couldn't sell on eBay, and you got to go to an LCS in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
No one's going to know who that kid is.
Yep.
You know what I mean? No one's going to know who Jason Dominguez is. No one's going to know how much that card is valued at, you know? But with the internet now, you have all this information, and it's like, this is what it's worth. You know, when the average person, if they see a card of someone who they never heard of, is like, I don't want to buy that. I don't know who the hell that is. You know?
Yeah.
That's the one reason why I am intrigued to actually sell, is to sell cards that I don't want, to buy the cards that I do, you know, for instance, if you picked up a Jason Dominguez and could sell it for $1,000, now that Griffey 10 is available for you, you know?
Yeah. I'm thinking of, I could start selling a card or two here now just because I'm used to my Dodger paycheck, and I haven't got a Dodger paycheck now in months. You know what I mean? So when basically like that Dodger paycheck was my spending money, and now I don't have any spending money. And so if I want to buy a card, it's like now I have to sell a card to buy a card or trade. You know, getting to that point.
Oh yeah.
Well, hopefully Dodgers start up again pretty soon, you know, and I can buy cards again.
There you go.
Yeah, because I've been buying some Topps 20 project cards, and it's like, I can't afford to buy this. I can't afford to buy it. Don't press it. Don't press it. Oh, I got it. Oh, I'm gonna be in the hole. I gotta sell something, you know.
Too funny. Well, we'll bring this to a close, Cesar. We'll do our little tagline, and then if you do me a favor, do yours. You know, the keep collecting.
Yeah.
Do that for us. That'd be great. So you do that. We'll do our Skull Brothers thing, and then we'll call it a day.
All right, man. Hey, everybody. Love the hobby. Keep collecting baseball cards forever, I said. Ciao!
Skull Brothers out.